Hello there, welcome to this video. My name is Jonathan Jose Guzman Rios, and today I'm going to talk with my classmate Johnny Francisco about the four types of sentence structures. And as many of us already know, in English there are four types of sentence structure: simple, compound, complex, and compound complex. But I think before analyze the type of sentence, it's very important to understand what is a sentence. A sentence is a group of words that is made up of eight subject and eight predicate that express eight statement with eight complete meaning. For example, the garden is very well kept. We have 8 subject and 8 predicate and express a complete meaning. Now that we had an idea about sentence, we can continue with the first type of sentence, simple sentence. As its own name said, simple is the easiest type of sentence structure in English. A simple sentence has the most basic element that make it a sentence: 8 subject and 8 predicate. For example, I travel in an old car. The subject is the pronoun and the pronoun I, and the predicate travel in an old car. Now we can analyze the simple sentence with a compound subject. A simple sentence has a compound subject when there is more than one subject. For example, dolphins and elephants are highly intelligent creatures. The predicate is describing dolphins and elephants, 2 subjects. Another example is both Argentina and Brazil are in South America. Now, we can find not only a sentence with a compound subject, but also with a compound predicate. A sentence can contain both subject and a compound subject and compound predicate. For example, my dog and ferret played endlessly together. My dog and ferret, 2 subject and 2 predicate, played endlessly together. Jenny and Michael cooked dinner and cleaned the dishes, 2 subject and 2 predicates. A compound sentence. A compound sentence is constructed or is formed by 2 independent clauses joined by coordinating conjunction. For example, they got there early and they got really good seats. 2 independent clauses joined by and coordinating conjunctions. Everyone was busy, so I went to the movie alone. That's another example. But a compound sentence, as I said, a compound sentence linked by coordinating conjunction. What is a coordinating conjunction? A coordinating conjunction is a word that links 2 clauses, and some example can be yet, and, for, and we have an acronym fanboy. Its letter represents a coordinating conjunction. For example, the letter F, for, aid, and, nor, the, but, the letter O, or the letter Y, yet, and S, so. Example, he didn't want to go to the dentist, yet we have the coordinating conjunction yet. Yet he went anyway. I really need to go to work, but the coordinating conjunction, I am too sick to drive. And now we have the compound sentence link by conjunctive adverb. What is a conjunctive adverb? A conjunctive adverb is an adverb that is acting like a conjunction, linking two clauses, and some can be furthermore, however, moreover, therefore, etc. There is an example here. It was raining heavily, therefore the referee called off the match. We can realize that the conjunctive adverb we can put it in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end. And always we are going to use semicolon before semicolon after the first clause, and if the conjunctive adverb is at the beginning, we put comma after and semicolon before. If the conjunctive adverb is in the middle, we put comma before and after. And if the conjunctive adverb is at the end, we only put comma before and a full point after. Now my classmate Johnny Francisco continue with the next two kind of sentence.
Hi there, my name is Johnny Francisco Guevara Santos, and I'm going to continue by explaining to the other two types of sentence structure, which are complex and compound complex sentences. Okay, let's begin with the first one. Complex sentence structure. A complex sentence consists of an independent clause plus a dependent clause. It is necessary to know that in the case of independent clause, they always start with a subordinating conjunction, or in some cases with a relative pronoun, but it doesn't express a complete thought. Let's go into watch some examples, but first one, it is necessary to say the structure, which is independent clause plus subordinating conjunction plus dependent clause. As you can see in the examples, in the first one, you missed your plane because you were late. You miss your plane is independent clause because it expresses a complete thought, so extra information is not needed. Because it's a subordinating conjunction, and you were late is the dependent clause because it doesn't express a complete thought, so it cannot stand alone. Okay. The second example is my father is not happy, so you must tell him the truth. My father is not happy is the independent clause because it is expressing a complete thought, so it can stand alone. So is the subordinating conjunction, and you must tell him the truth is the dependent clause because it depends on the other clause. Therefore, it cannot stand alone. In these cases, we can invert the sentence. For example, in the sentence number 1, we can say we can begin with the dependent clause. For example, to say because you were late, you missed your plane, and it doesn't influence in the meaning. So, as we are talking about subordinating conjunctions, here are some of the most common, which are after, although, as, because, before, how, though, till, until, when, where, whether, why. Obviously, there are more of them, as for example, once, since, than, that, etc. It's necessary to learn them. Okay, let's go to the other type of sentence, which is a compound complex sentence. This sentence consists of at least 2 independent clauses and 1 or more dependent clauses. So, This kind of sentences are longer, and the structure is dependent clause plus subordinating conjunction plus dependent clause plus coordinating conjunction plus independent clause. And for example, in the first example, we can see my uncle didn't come because he was sick, but my aunt is very happy. My uncle didn't come is the independent clause because it is expressing a complete thought, so it can stand alone. Because it's the subordinating conjunction, he was sick is the dependent clause because it is depending of the other clause, so it cannot stand alone. And furthermore, it is introduced by the subordinating conjunction because. But is the coordinating conjunction, and my aunt is very happy is the independent clause because it is expressing a complete thought, so it can stand alone. Then we have the other example which is I was waiting for you before he came, so you have to trust me. I was waiting for you is the independent clause because it can stand alone because, since it is expressing a complete thought. Before is the subordinating conjunction, and he came is a dependent clause because it is depending of the other independent clause, and also because it is introduced by the subordinating conjunction before. You have to trust me is the independent clause because it is expressing a complete thought, so extra information is not needed. Then this is not too difficult, but practice is needed, so remember, practice makes perfection. And with this I have finished, and thanks for having watched the video, and God bless you, and bye bye.